How's it going, guys? Endar here, and today I'm just going to give an update on various things. I want to talk about what new videos are going to be coming to my channel soon, and talk about my gaming progress and just what games I've been playing, what games I plan to play in the near future, and then just some general life stuff as it pertains to how much I'll be uploading and how much I'll be playing games and just where that's at. Yeah, so hopefully it will be interesting for you to hear about. I guess I'll just start with the games I've been playing. I started not really, I started a few recently, so I got back into Worms Armageddon with my friend. We actually started this years ago, but we didn't get very far because it was just pretty hard, and we decided to play other games that we thought would be more fun at the time. And so we came back to it. We actually restarted because, like I said, we weren't far at all, and it was so rough going through the training. Just the training, which you would think is easy, but it's actually like maybe the hardest part of the entire game. So we've been working on that. It's a longer game, so I'm going to be uploading all of that. The first few videos aren't quite how I want to do it because they were combined into like bigger videos, so multiple trainings or multiple missions into a bigger video, but I didn't separate them, and I've already uploaded those, so those are probably just going to stay the way they are. But going forward, all of the rest of them are going to be just single mission videos, so each mission or a death match, and that'll be how that goes. So then we also started Tony Hawk, me and that same friend, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the first one. Since I decided it's been a long time since I played Tony Hawk games. Like, I think it was 2014 was the last time I played a little bit of 1 and 2, like maybe one character each. And as you might know, they announced, Vicarious Visions and Activision announced that they are, and well, they announced it with Tony Hawk as well. You can find some interesting videos about that, but they're doing a remaster of the first 2 games, so Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, which is awesome because so far all of the PS1 game remakes or remasters that have happened that I've played have just been so good. I think it's just because there's been multiple, so two and a half generations, almost 3 generations since those released, and it really shows there's a huge difference when they get updated like this, rather than, you know, a game just remade from like last generation. While it still is nice and it's going to look nicer and run better and things like that, and might have better systems like matchmaking or partying or whatever, you know, online play. These are just, it's a huge upgrade because they didn't even have online back then, so you're getting all these online features. So you're going to be able to build parks and share that with your friends. That's really cool. Play against them online, which is really cool because I don't know about you, but I have a hard time finding anybody near me that would really want to play the first 2 Tony Hawk games against each other for any kind of extended period of time. So it's just nice. It's nice to have that option. It'll be a fun time for sure. So I decided I don't know how many Tony Hawk games I'm gonna get through before September 4th, which is the release date for that game package, but I will definitely be doing some, and I've already started the first one, but I have to wait for my friend to get a replacement disc because his disc was no good, so we couldn't finish. I was gonna finish one character yesterday, so that's on hold for about a week probably. I'll probably just do more Worms before that. What else have I been playing? So I've been doing Pokemon Sword, just the getting mystery gifts and doing any max raid battles of Pokemon that I still need to catch. And I'll keep doing that. I'm maybe going to start forming a team to play against people, like a more competitive team rather than just my story team, which is not competitive at all, really. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing that. I want to still play through all the Pokemon games. It's a little trickier as far as recording goes once you get to the handheld. Well, not the Game Boy handhelds, but once you get to the DS, it gets very tricky. I'm gonna have to, because I don't have a DS capture card. They're rare. They're very expensive, and there's no way I would get a DS and a 3DS capture card. And that's just not an option I'm gonna go with what options are out there at the moment. So I would probably do a tripod with like a camera just recording, which I'd have to figure out how to set up, and it's not going to be the same kind of quality as you'd expect from my other videos. But that would still be fun. You're probably wondering about Crash Bandicoot. So I was definitely really determined to get through all of those games, and then I realized the handheld games are going to be different than the console ones, even though it's the same game name. Like, for instance, Crash Nitro Kart, Game Boy Advance version, or like Crash Mind Over Mutant, like I think it's on the DS. Like, those are different games, really, than the console ones, and so I would still want to do those separately because, like I said, it's a different game, really. So that means there's about 5 more games than what I originally planned for, which is fine. I still want to complete the whole series this year, and I still think I can. But the problem is that once quarantine happened and my apartment office stopped receiving packages, I basically had no way to get the rest of the games. So I'm still waiting on that. Haven't been able to get packages for about 3 months, and I'll probably be able to go to retro game stores and look around before I would be able to do that, or before I'd be able to get packages. So that's probably going to be my play there, but I guess I'm just taking a break from those games at the moment just because I had to. The next one would be Purple Ripto's Rampage, the 3rd Game Boy Advance game. And then after that, the DS Boom Bang. And then the Game Boy Advance ones and the DS ones of the alternate versions of the games. So that would be Crash of the Titans, Crash Mind Over Mutant, and Nitro Kart. And as far as mobile games, I was looking into mobile game emulators because a lot of those mobile games, like, I can't even find them. Like, I don't even think they're available, and maybe they will be. I mean, there's a new one coming out, Crash Bandicoot Run or whatever, and I guess that will be available actually for me to play, maybe, if my phone can run it. My phone's not super new, it's a couple years old, so, and it doesn't really have a lot of space either. So I would like to mess around with the mobile games, but I don't really care if I do too much. I'll at least watch other people's videos of them just to see what they're about, but yeah, I don't really consider mobile games in the same realm as console or handheld, like proper handheld games. It's just so different. Yeah, so that's about Crash Bandicoot. So I've gotten back into Halo big time because Halo Infinite's coming out this year, and I want to be prepared for that. There's still a lot of stuff I haven't done in some of the previous Halo games, and there's just more I want to play. More multiplayer, more campaign, everything, really. More firefight. I want to do Forge more because I have hardly messed around in Forge, honestly. Maybe not long at all, maybe a couple hours tops in Halo 3, so that would be something to do. I've just been ranking up in Master Chief Collection, and I played through Halo 3 Legendary Co-op, played through Halo 3 ODST Legendary Co-op, did the Vidmaster Challenge achievements, and now we're doing Firefight on ODST. We have one map done. Basically, we're just going as high of score as we can on Heroic, and maybe we'll do some Legendary. We did a little Legendary, but it's just it goes pretty quick. We don't get very far, unfortunately, but we're definitely getting the 200,000 for each achievement for a couple of my friends. I already have all the achievements, and so does Relics. So we're just going through that, which is a lot of fun because I never played Firefight in that way. Like, I did the 4-player Endar where you do 4 sets on Heroic, and I've done that a couple times, like 2 or 3 times, I guess. But I never really played each map to try to actually get far, and now it's the time. And I've been ranking up on MCC with the campaign challenges that they added, where you just you complete a mission from each Halo game every week. You can do that, and it gives you a nice chunk of XP, and each difficulty gives its own XP. So if you do Legendary, you get all 4 difficulty challenges done at once. And I've just been learning speedrunning strategies because I find that fun. So quickly I'll go over it. For Combat Evolved, I've been doing keys because that's very quick if you do some of the tricks on that one. But I also ran Pillar of Autumn just to... I didn't speedrun that one, I just ran it normally quickly initially. But then I was like, you know, I might as well try to actually get some better speedruns, get some better times on these missions, because I want to try to get my overall time as low as I can. And it's fun. It's a different way to play the game, and I haven't done a ton of it. I've done all of Combat Evolved for the speedrun achievements, where you do under 3 hours and you get all the par score achievements, or no, par time. And that was fun, but I want to do more. And so yeah, Halo 2, I did Outskirts just because I already knew some of the strategies for that, and I enjoy it. But I also switched to doing Uprising, which is even quicker, which I had to learn, which is, yeah, pretty fun. I like that one too. So you play as the Arbiter. It's a later on level, but it's very short if you speedrun. Halo 3, I'm doing Savo Highway, which is kind of tricky, some of the parts, but this last run I did of it was pretty smooth. I got caught up at one part that I didn't the other times, kind of in the middle, where you just blast through on a Warthog between so many enemies, and this time the snipers are just on point, just destroying me, so that's interesting. Halo 4, what's the mission name? Yeah, okay, I'm not too familiar with Halo 4, but there's a mission where you get in a Pelican and then you fly, and you like fly through this little alcove, and then you jump out and you go up a lift, and then basically there's this pad thing that goes up, and then if you jetpack at the right time and be in front of it, it'll smack you and it'll launch you across the room, and you can skip a bunch of fights that way and basically finish up the mission. So it's that one's hard. It took me the longest to learn, but it was also a lot of fun. And then when I finally got it, it just felt really rewarding. So I'm doing that one, and then Halo Reach, I'm doing a mission called Nightfall. That one was kind of tricky. I kept dying from Gold Elite and things like that. It's not too hard of a mission really, but I'm also not very familiar with Reach, and it just feels odd to me. Of all the Halos, Reach just feels the strangest to me. Like, I guess the visuals and stuff. Not that I dislike it, it's just, I don't know. I guess it's my least played Halo game, so that's probably why I feel that way. So that is that. So that's Halo. And those are kind of the games I'm going to be focusing on. That series I'm going to be focusing on. So I'm definitely focused on the Crash Bandicoot series and the Halo series as a whole. Tony Hawk, I'm going to be playing some of them, and I'm going to probably play them in order, but I don't know how far I'll get before the remaster comes out. Pokemon, I'm just doing the event stuff, and I don't know when I'll actually start my Red playthrough. We'll see. Again, not my highest priority at the moment, but that expansion is coming out very soon, like 8 days. for Sword and Shield, so I want to be... I'll play through that for sure. And go from there. And then Worms, I'm just doing Armageddon on PS1 for the moment. And I'll probably go from there. I have some other Worms games. I have the first one. I have some other ones, whether through Game Pass or games with gold or... that's basically it, but I would probably enjoy doing that series. Oh, I have Worms and Worms 2 Armageddon for the Xbox Live Arcade, which I've beaten both of those. I did not beat the DLC for the second one, which there is actually quite a bit of DLC for that. So I'm looking forward to that, because that game is awesome. It feels great. Worms Armageddon for PS1, it's a little hard to be precise. It's an old game. I guess the PC version obviously has been able to be modded and updated over time throughout the last 21 years or whatever, so it's definitely a different game at this point. But the PS1 version, it's hard. You can't be precise. The screen is... You can't see as much of the level. There's no way to zoom out or anything like that, so you have to scroll just to see, which makes the training extremely hard, because you basically have to blind fire grenades and shotgun shots. But at least, yeah, it's crazy. But that's kind of where I'm at for games. So as far as uploading videos, it's going to be those games. And probably some random stuff thrown in there. I did kind of go back through my gamer card and just my played games that I was in the middle of and saw and checked what I was in the middle of and what I still want to finish. And I'm still into completion, but it's just in a different way because of how games are made these days. They're just, the progression systems are too long if you play more than just that one game. And, you know, achievements become unobtainable. Servers get shut down. Some games are like live games, so the game actually changes over time, so you end up missing content from before, like Destiny. And I guess we'll talk about Destiny. I'm going to make a separate video, but there's just a ton of news that just came out today. And the new season came out today. I basically missed a season and a half. I played a tiny bit just to check it out, but basically I didn't play for 3.5 months at all, just having a break from it, working on other stuff in my life and playing other games too. And I'm going to get back into it, but it's I just have to make sure I balance it between everything else, because usually I get so into it that other stuff doesn't get done as much as I would like, other projects, other games, other priorities in life. So I gotta be careful of that kind of thing, you know. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the game, and I'll talk about it more in the other video. And then I'll just talk about just life stuff in general. I finally finished reading all of the books that I was in the middle of. So basically, over the last over 2 years, I've been in middle of books that I just was not finishing, and it was hard to get back into it, but I did, and I finished everything in the last couple months. It wasn't a ton of books, it was like 5 or so, but some of them are like a little bit of fiction, but also it was like manga. But other than that, it was just non-fiction stuff that I'm like trying to learn from and study from, so I have to do highlighting in it, think about it more, and do some exercises, so it takes more time. But I finished that stuff, so now I can read new stuff, and that's a priority. I'm going to keep reading, and then I'm going to get back into writing more so I can actually start releasing something, be able to fulfill that want of mine. So that's that. Other life stuff, I'm just focusing on my health because I've had various injuries and issues preventing me from doing the things I like and that are important to me, like martial arts and parkour and just any sports that I feel like playing, and just being able to run without pain and just being able to walk without pain. So I'm focusing on that, trying to get healthier there. And yeah, basically it's down to stretching enough for my back and getting my heel better. I have a problem with my Achilles tendon where it connects to my foot on my heel, and it has prevented me from doing a lot of things, and that's kind of my focus there. And then, yeah, just figuring out where I'm going to live next, if I'm going to do more school, what kind of work I'll be doing in the future. That's kind of a big focus lately, or for the last, just getting my life together in general, and getting to a place where I am more satisfied in living a fuller life, or a more full life, whatever. Yeah, that's kind of been my focus the last 2 years, over 2 years. So I'm just going to keep going with that. So gaming isn't my biggest priority as it was at certain times in my life. As far as other videos I said I would make eventually, like the Joust, Robotron, Frogger videos, still want to do those. No good excuses why I haven't really. I mean, it would probably only take a few hours each, depending on. It'll probably just be like a video of the gameplay and then some commentary with some tips and things like that. But even just doing that, I would need to practice the games again for a while. So I guess it would take more hours, because I don't want to be rusty trying to make videos. I want to be at a really good level, if not my peak. So those will happen when they happen. I don't know when. We will see. And that's, I think, about it. So I'm going to I might make a Destiny video going more in depth about the new changes and news that came out today about the future of Destiny 2. I will keep playing Halo and uploading those videos of my co-op campaigns and some multiplayer matches and some firefight matches. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for joining me while I talk about gaming and my life and all that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you already know what to do, I'm sure. Show some support. And I like to discuss things with people that are interested in the same things as me. So leave comments and I will reply. So that's about it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.